Hi guys, thank you for joining me. This is your weekly horoscope, and this one is for the week starting Monday the 24th of October going through until Sunday the 30th of October. And as always in my weekly forecasts, I look at what energy the planets are forming by kind of connecting with each other and what energy that creates and how that impacts us. And the forecasts are based on British summertime, so that's UK time. If you're in America or in Australia, then please take the time difference into account. Now, I want you to brace yourself a little bit for this week because it's going to be intense. It's really the kind of week you'd expect to see in the couple of days leading up to Halloween because it's dark and it's intense and it's tough. So the witches are kind of floating around cackling, maybe not literally, but certainly metaphorically. And on Monday, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into Scorpio. So immediately with that, communication becomes much more barbed and prickly. People may be sarcastic, people may vent their resentments or their anger, and people may have sharp tongues and say things that they don't necessarily mean. I think that's the important thing here, that if on Monday the 24th, you're having situations where things are just, oh my God, people are saying things to you which are really just snarky and unpleasant, then give that other person the benefit of the doubt. Don't immediately think, oh my God, what a terrible person. Think of that person as doing the best they can, and the energy is pitch black at the moment. We're all being affected by it, and they're doing the best they can, and sometimes these snarky, nasty, resentment kind of things, they just come up and they come out. I mean, we all have them. We all have an ego. None of us are Mother Teresa, and if it's going to come up in terms of the astrology with the energy the way it is, this is the time of year when it happens. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've got a pretty dry sense of humor, and sometimes it's not far from that, over the line into sarcasm, and I try and avoid that because sarcasm is designed to hurt. I mean, that's what it's about. And what you put out there, you get back, and it's not something you should engage in. And in the build-up here in October to Halloween, I've already noticed this energy coming up, and I've said things to friends and family over the past couple of days which I would usually never say, things that are potentially really hurtful and direct, and things that I've been feeling. It's not like I'm making things up just to hurt other people, but we all sometimes are bothered by the things other people do, and it's this time of year, in my experience, that we tend to say them, whereas other times we could kind of put a lid on it or keep it to ourselves. Yes, it's unpleasant, but sometimes, I mean, let's look at this realistically, sometimes it's important to get that stuff out. Sometimes you've got to address the dark stuff in a relationship so you can put an end to it and make space for good stuff so you can continue with the relationship. Not everything is always peachy. So don't feel too bad if something snarky or mean slips out, and don't give it too much weight and depth and meaning if someone says something mean to you. Now, on Tuesday, the 25th of October, the moon goes into Virgo at 3:17 a.m. The moon then sextiles Mercury and the sun in Scorpio, and it squares Venus and Venus in Sagittarius, and it opposes Neptune in Pisces. Now, Virgo is very critical, and this kind of dark, kind of barbed way of communicating becomes even harsher. Virgo is very good at identifying the problems or the weaknesses in another person. It's crystal clear, it has a laser beam focus, and combined with this kind of intense period, you're going to be very, very direct and very clear when it comes to what you're saying. So be aware of that. If you're borderline with someone anyway, if you've had 10 years of a tough time with your brother-in-law or with your sister-in-law, it's always the in-laws, isn't it? Then, be aware that Tuesday the 25th isn't going to be the day when you go skipping down the road arm in arm. If there is a potential argument that's going to happen, it's going to happen today. Laser beam focus and being able to criticize things is good in terms of doing a spring clean. Sometimes you need to get rid of the junk so you can make space for the good stuff. So use this energy to sort out your Facebook friendship list, or your admin paperwork, or your house if it's full of clutter and it's like, oh, that toaster, I've had it for 20 years. Yes, it hasn't worked in 18, but it's a time of my life, and you've got 5 of those sitting in your garage, then use this focus to get rid of stuff like that and use it for the benefit. This dark energy, it doesn't feel great, but sometimes we need to be a little bit cutting to get rid of stuff that would otherwise linger forever. Now, Wednesday, the 26th of October, the Sun is in Scorpio and it conjuncts Mercury in Scorpio. So Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. So this is really fertile soil here for mystery and intrigue and possibly even gossip and rumors and cruelty. The best way of using this energy is to attack things that you don't like in your life and intending to remove them. So these are, again, things like I've mentioned, things that are in your life which linger, which you haven't been able to overcome because you've not felt, like, oh, it would be mean, or I couldn't do that. This is the time, because you feel kind of frustrated anyway. You've got this little irritated black ball inside of you with this energy as it is, and you're going to have to do it, and you're going to have to use it for something. You can either dissolve it by praying and meditating. It might take you 5 minutes to let it go, or 2 hours. Who knows? It depends on how much resentment you're sitting on and how much junk hasn't been cleared out. So that's one way of doing it. You could use it to really be very ruthless in getting rid of stuff or people or things in your life. If you're eating a complete junk food diet, this is a wonderful time for you because you can attack that habit and you can say, I'm not doing that anymore, goodbye. So that's a great way of using the energy. So either dissolve it, either use it to attack something that's already bad in your life, but don't let it linger and attack like your sweet little grandmother who has always been nice to you and you just like shred her because you're angry. Don't do that. Now on Thursday the 27th, things lighten up a little bit. The moon goes into Libra at 1:52 in the afternoon. Thank God. The moon in Libra is much more about, let's be friends, let's be nice to each other, let's connect. So this is, we can breathe a little bit. However, the Sun and Mercury are still in Scorpio and they are still conjuncting. So there's this underlying, I'm angry. So things do lighten up, especially in conjunction with other people. So rather than me versus them, you see yourself as being a part of something and kind of we're all in this together. So it's a great time to iron out or to resolve issues in relationships. So this is a good day to talk to your brother or sister-in-law who you've always resented and to kind of make that relationship better, or for counseling, or for delving into your intuitive side with other people. In my monthly forecast, I spoke about this period of October here being really great for seances, and it is because it's dark and you can really brush aside the veil and access things that otherwise you wouldn't be able to access. So use it in one of those ways for the best. Now Friday, the 28th of October is the lightest day of the week and the dark lifts here for a day and there's real potential to have fun. So Jupiter is in Libra, it conjuncts the moon in Libra, and it sextiles Venus and Saturn in Sagittarius. So it's a road trip energy. It's like, let's go do something fun, let's explore, let's enjoy ourselves. And if you have something going on like that, or if you are planning like a dinner party or a day out or sightseeing or something like that, and you have to plan it in this week, plan it for Friday. It's really the lightest, most uncomplicated day of the week, because all of these other days are really like layer upon layer and peeling back the layers of the onions, and it's this relentless searching for emotional truth, and you don't want to do that when you're out sightseeing. You just want to take photos. Now Saturday the 29th is the flip side of that, and I think it's the most difficult day. Mars is in Capricorn and it squares Uranus in Aries. Now Mars is a very serious energy anyway. It's drive and it's what you want. In Capricorn it is unrelenting and it's uncompromising and it's stone-faced. I'm doing this, I'm working on this, get out of my way, this is the way it's going to be. With everything else that's going on, that Mars in Capricorn is really a formidable force, and it's like, don't make him angry. Squaring Uranus in Aries, Uranus is about unpredictability, eccentricity, doing things in your own way, rebelling. In Aries, it's like combustible. It's a fire sign. It's about the way I'm going to do things. I'm going to drive things forward. And a square is when these two planets, they connect, but there's friction there. It's uneasiness. So the Mars, the soldier trying to get things, he's irritated. Uranus in Aries, eccentric, guy, mad scientist, he's irritated because the soldier's bothering him. And with everything else that's going on, there's really the potential for you to just blow your lid and to say, I have had it, and to just blow up, especially if someone crosses you. So, we've got this energy with people being snarky and picking at things. We've got that going on all week. So on Monday, you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Yes, it's okay. I know you don't mean it. On Saturday, your fuse is like this. So combined with everything else that's going on, it's tough. Now, but not only do you blow your lid, you also have the tendency and the desire to tell everyone else about it and to start rumors and to gossip. Now, please remember that what you put out there, you get back. And just because you splurge out a bunch of negativity doesn't make you feel better, and you're actually just creating more of the same. So please resist that urge. Sometimes if someone wrongs us, there's this overwhelming desire to to get even and to say, oh, no. You're not getting away with this. I'm going to retaliate. I'm going to say something much worse about you, and I'm going to destroy you. And even just saying that, do you feel how negative that energy is? It's terrible. And if you're putting that out there in the universe, you're really just asking other people to attack you back. And then you're engaging and you're just mudslinging. And sometimes it is as simple as making a choice. Am I going to engage in negativity or not? Do I want the landscape and the day-to-day experience of my life to be positive? Or do I want to have a bunch of conflict and back and forth with other people? And sometimes you just have to zip it. Sometimes people do things wrong. Sometimes people are rude to us. Sometimes they cut you off, or they tell you you're nothing or whatever. And they like, oh, did you just say that to me? You're talking to the wrong person. But you've got to suck it up and you've got to let go of it sometimes. If you pick every battle and if you go full steam at everything, you will be fighting your whole life. So really, Saturday, easy does it, take a deep breath. Please put in a meditation session here in the morning on Saturday the 29th. Because like I say, if you are going to blow up any day this week, it's going to be on Saturday. Sorry. Now, Sunday the 30th of October, the moon goes into Scorpio 2:02 in the morning, so you can see where this is going, more Scorpio. And also then the new moon, or the black moon, because it's the second new moon in a month, that happens on Sunday the 30th of October at 5:39 in the afternoon. Now, I've made a separate video on this new moon because it's a really significant, powerful energy. Have a look at that video. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about this black moon. It's really significant. That'll give you more information. Also, the clocks go back. If you're in Europe, if you're in UK, we're going back 1 hour and Greenwich Mean Time begins. So not only emotionally are things going to be pitch black, physically and with sunlight they're going to be black. Now also in terms of the astrology, Mercury is still in Scorpio. It trines Neptune in Pisces, and the moon in Scorpio trines Neptune in Pisces. And it also conjuncts Mercury in Scorpio. So yes, we're really delving deep, but it's not as conflicting now. Things are pitch black, but there's not so much kind of, you've settled in. It feels much more comfortable, and it's almost like you've resigned yourself to the fact that things are intense right now. So do something spooky or fun in the run-up to Halloween here. Have fun with it. Go to a party or organize a dinner party with some sort of spooky, occulty, dark kind of theme, and just enjoy it. Or if you just want to scare the hell out of you, go to the cinema and watch one of the horror movies that are out. There's a place and a time for that. They make those films because people like a good scare. So you can do that. But do something with it and either have fun or do something serious, like, going to see a medium or contacting the other side, or doing something, if you're into that kind of stuff, doing something serious and using the energy for itself, because it is pure and it's intense and it's Scorpio in nature, and it's really something you can work with to transform. You know, the darkness as well is when you can become reflective and when you can look inward and you can really plant seeds of intention and grow new things when the light comes back. And it's not just that it's unpleasant and difficult, it's detox, it's planting new seeds, and it's about engaging with that. You know, I had a partner a while ago and I really learned a lot from him because he had a really natural kind of connection with the seasons. You know, there's a time and place for everything. It can't always be summer. Sometimes things do have to get cold and bare and pull energy in to start again. My take on that was always to just fly off to the southern hemisphere and to avoid it. But we can't always avoid these negative things. And literally, in a physical sense, that's what you can do. You can literally flee and find somewhere else. You can find summer somewhere else. Anyway, so if you do have the presence of mind and the ability to stick with this, you can really get a lot out of this and really get rid of a lot of resentment and negative feeling and make space for good stuff. So that's what I get for the week. Please do look at that new moon in Scorpio video. I really go into depth in terms of what's happening there. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you can order your reading with me there. We can have a look at your birth chart based on your date of birth, your place of birth, and your time of birth, and really look at everything in depth. What is your life purpose? What are you meant to do work-wise? What's coming up for you in your love life, in your finances, in your health, in your family life? It's really, really accurate. It gives you very concrete information. So look at that. Please also subscribe to this channel. I'd be ever so grateful. And thank you to everyone who does subscribe to the channel. I'm so grateful. And I just love what we've created here together on YouTube. It's wonderful. I love it. And I'll speak to you next week.